Oceans are full of mysteries, and we realize it every time when these water bodies spit strange things out of them, from incredible to outrageous. Let's take a look at the strangest things that washed up on the beaches and shocked everyone. Giant squid on rocks. Now, this is something you never expect to stumble on during your morning walk, but a resident of Scarborough on the Cape Peninsula discovered this humongous giant squid when he was walking with his dog on the beach in August 2022. The discovery sent ripples of joy and shock across the country, and people flocked to get a glimpse of this incredible deep-sea creature. The squid was already dead when the man approached it, and it looked like the high tide dropped the animal on the rocks. With its huge eyes and fist-sized beak, this giant squid is truly one of the strangest things to come out of the shore. Enormous saltwater croc. In March 2020, a family's beach picnic turned into an adventure when they saw a maggot-infested croc at the shoreline near West New Britain. The croc looked like it was decomposing for a long time as the grubs were spilling out of its body. Its stiff limbs and shattered body looked more like a demolished sculpture. Not letting anything ruin their day, this mother-son duo made sure to enjoy the most of it. See how the child pulled out the tooth of the dead croc's mouth for fun. Well, I never knew a carcass could make a shoreside picnic adventurous. Albino whale. A white, wondrous whale captured everyone's attention by its extraordinary appearance at the beach of Victoria. A carcass of a mystifying whale showed up at the seaside. The mysterious sea creature was stunning enough to make people fall in love with it. The albino whale was found in the middle of the sands and shocked the onlookers, assumed to be the carcass of a deceased humpback initially. Its identity, though, was later revealed. And later it was known that the female albino was taken to the labs for biological testing to identify its species. Plastic decomposed whale. The lesson was necessary for the world, so it has to be learned. The decomposed whale, containing 992 pounds of plastic in its stomach, had been totally forgotten until a 72-ton giant dead whale was located on the coast of the Philippines. People were gathered to see what this weird whale was, and what they saw shocked them for a moment. The carcass, made full of trash, entirely based on plastic, showed the importance of a healthy environment for sea creatures. The news spread globally in less than 24 hours and shocked the entire world with the amazing message to humans from aquatic beings. Mysterious sea squid. This strange sea life is not an ordinary sea creature. It had to be observed deeply to solve its mystery. In April 2022, this exceptional creepy sea creature washed ashore on Bondi Beach, Sydney. One of the Sydney residents, Drew Lambert, captured it. You know what was the craziest thing about this mysterious squid? It had pinkish, human-like lips and a gray, whale-like body. Later, it was transported to labs for further analysis, but its individuality is still not confirmed. As per Google researchers, this mystifying brute is a horn shark. But what do you think? Balloon whale. A giant balloon in the waters? Now that's something new for sure, until it was revealed that it was actually a bloated dead whale showed up on the sands of Balcombe, the island of British Columbia. Local tourist Jordan Cunningham found its carcass on the seaside during his fine Sunday noon drive. The whale was found in a mysterious condition with pitch black skin and a bloated stomach like an inflated balloon. Initially, it was not recognized as a whale. Some biological reports declared its death as the result of our poor environment, which is harmful for sea life. This strange black whale was said to be the rarest found on sea sands. Odd fish. No one knew this fish existed until its carcass was found on a New Jersey beach in May 2018. A lady, while walking on the beach, saw this unexpected thing. A carcass of a dead fish who has been waiting for someone to notice it. This kind of fish were mostly found in deep waters. An expert claimed that this fish is actually from 200 years ago. So, it was a prehistoric fish from old times that came with its spooky features, which made her different from other fishes. Its black and white patched body texture were enough to prove its rareness. Later, it was identified as a prehistoric fish, only known through fossil records. Orca whale rescued. Why did this giant creature look helpless? A feeble orca found on the shore was facing a challenging time. With scars on its magnificent black and white body, the whale was waiting for someone to help her get back to home. The whale, commonly known as a killer whale, was 3.5 meters in length. The rescue team came and put their effort to send the whale back into the waters, but it was too hefty to deal with. Therefore, by using dolphin stretchers and with collective efforts, they sent the orca back in the ocean. Its small movement brought joy to the people's faces when it got back into the water. And see how it swims as if nothing had happened. Huge snail orbs. The beach turned white without any snow. In Litter Beach, Mar del Plata in Argentina, an indefinite number of small white orbs washed ashore on the sands, and people were overjoyed to witness this. Was that a nature surprise or something else? This rare sight brought many questions to viewers, and later on, it was revealed that these pearl-like orbs are actually the eggs of some tremendous snails, mostly located in the South Atlantic. These eggs are shaped like little water-filled balloons and look like they would burst at any time. Pacific gray fish. On May 6, 2019, in San Francisco, California, a giant gray whale washed ashore. The whale found in a wretched and bruised state with a damaged jaw. Watching the giant whale helpless was no doubt a disturbing sight. But people seemed excited to know more about the mysterious gray whale. They were giving the whale celebrity attention by flocking around it, poking the dead whale's body parts, and capturing the unusual sight on their smartphones. I guess only dead whales let people take pictures with them. Although this event was a rare one, it was not a pleasing one at all. Bizarre, grassy balls. Though they look similar, these are not your ordinary play balls. Numerous huge green balls were seen at the seacoast in Sydney, Australia on October 3rd, 2014. Grassy spheres with a size bigger than the usual tennis balls were actually made of algae and fungus. Sounds creepy, right? Well, these balls were actually a result of a natural disaster, which happens in a specific climate. They were named Marimo and could grow up to 30 centimeters. Look at the kids playing with them like it's their random play balls. Yep, these were not so good to play with, but were not so bad either to be watched. Massive sea brute. An unknown presence at the beachside made people wonder for a long time after they first saw it. A rare creature found at the seashore of Indonesia in 2017. This giant sea creature roaming in the water was demonstrating an extremely bizarre view and raised multiple questions in onlookers' minds, as they have never seen something like that before. Filling the water with red fluid, the unknown beast's decomposing body was considered a danger for the marine life. Though removed soon after its discovery, the identity of this bizarre creature was never revealed. Feeble sperm whale. Pouring water on a gigantic whale to keep it hydrated was something no one thought of doing when they visited this beach. A 19-meter-long stranded whale with 60 tons of weight was discovered in eastern China. The mammal came ashore half dead and had zero energy to make itself back in the sea. It was discovered almost 740 meters away from the coastline. It was out of the water for about 20 hours. Research teams tied it up and succeeded in sending it into the deep waters after trying hard, as 50 big boats were used in the process. Thousands of people watched on live streams, and what a joyful sight it was to witness the sperm whale swimming again happily. Dead seals. Over 2,500 dead seal bodies washed up on the seashore and broke the beachgoers' hearts as what a disaster it was. In southern Russia's Caspian Sea coast, the large number of dead seals give a disturbing sight to witness. These seals were found with shattered bodies and scarred skin. As per the Caspian Environmental Protection Center, the reason behind the mass deaths was not recognized. but it could be a natural disaster. The seals were dead a couple of weeks before they were found, and they stated that this happens 3 times a year in the Caspian Sea territory, and the reason is still not clear. What do you think? What could be the reason? Let me know. Spooky lancetfish. The ghostly fish has a lot to do with humans. Cyanide fish was unique enough to make people question its origin. Well, it was a lancetfish that washed ashore at the beach La Jolla in November 2021. Although the fish was not big in size, it was weirdly large and suspicious at the same time. The bizarre creature had shiny black color and a mysteriously shaped body. This fish was considered the weirdest fish of all time because of its spooky body. And let me mention something you would never expect. Be careful of this wild fish, as lancets are known as cannibals who also love to eat humans. Tremendous jellyfish. These crystal-clear jellyfishes amaze people with their mysterious arrival. Dozens of giant jellyfish washed up at a beach in the United Kingdom in May 2014. Local photographer reported that it is the typical phenomenon of this time of year, as there was plankton bloom in the seawater which flourished the jellyfish and threw them out of the water. They were not capable of getting back into the water by fighting the waves, so they washed ashore. Although they were not dangerous to humans, it was still better to not mess with them, just to be safe. Massive snowballs. When the sea turned white without snow falling, Siberia faced an unusual sight when out of nowhere, massive snowballs appeared on the beachside and created a fascinating scene for the onlookers. They stretched for 11 meters long near Nida in Yamal Peninsula, around 900 kilometers northwest of Siberia. As per reports, this happened because of the unusual weather condition which dropped the temperature, and freezing breezes caused the rare phenomena of snow bombs. The nature-crafted snowballs were like a treat to the onlookers' eyes, as it was a once-in-a-lifetime experience gifted by Mother Nature. Huge sunfish. Why is this gigantic creature hanging over? Hanging this gigantic creature is never an easy task unless it's dead. A huge sunfish was caught by the marine authorities. It was 2.9 meters long and 3.2 meters wide, and enough to break the scale of 1,000 kilograms. It was literally too big to deal with. The sunfish was laying down deep in the ocean when Enrique Ostale saw it and planned to let it out. They used cranes to shift as it was too heavy to carry, and the sunfish was later sent to the labs for testing and research purposes. Oarfish. Although it was not the first time California witnessed this, it happens rarely. Oarfish is one of the rarest fish to be found. It lives in the deep waters, usually at a depth of around 1,000 meters. So then, what was it doing on the sands? As it's the mysterious fish and rarely anyone knows about it, one of the onlookers told that while swimming, she saw it at the center of the ocean and grabbed it by its tail and swam to the beach. The oarfish had a long-shaped body with a spooky face that could scare anyone, but people were so excited to see it as they were holding it like their pet. Squid attack. The uninvited guest was waiting for hosts to meet it. When 3 surfer friends were enjoying their surfboarding, they were shocked when a mysterious giant squid came to give them company. Things got scarier when the squid attacked one of them by wrapping its tentacles around the board. The guy had to jump from the board dealing with this crazy creature. Basking shark. It was a jackpot day for marine researchers when they were informed about a 26-foot-long basking shark that washed ashore on a beach in Greenland. The gigantic gray shark had scars all over its body and seemed like it had been decomposing for a long time. The smell of the rotten carcass gathered some people around it, who took quite some interest in taking pictures with the dead shark. The marine experts also took some samples for genetic, dietary, and aging analysis, and further took the carcass to the lab for multiple tests to find out the reason for its death. Canadian dead whale. Now this is something you don't see every day. The 25-meter carcass was found in the western Newfoundland community of Trout River, on the shore of the sea. It looked as if the ballooned gray carcass was there for a long time. Now I'm not saying it, but the nasty smell coming from the rotten carcass was telling the tale. The locals were feeling drained out of the messed environment. Bloated whale carcasses are known to burst due to accumulated gases in their bodies, and this one was getting more and more dangerous with time. Who knew a departed whale could be more dangerous than a live one? Rare squid. This huge squid had much more going on than you think. The 10-foot giant squid was found in Obama, Western Japan, in April 2022. This squid mostly lives beneath the deep waters and rarely comes to shore, but the squid was found alive in shallow waters with its giant red figure swimming with its tentacles. This squid was one of the largest squids to ever be found alive. The officials kept it in the aquarium designed specifically for it to keep it safe and perform different tests on it. This squid's journey from deep waters to the local aquarium is exciting as well as disturbing. Dead squid. Stranded squids are not a new tale, but hundreds of them? This site has been captured in California, where many squids were found dead on sea sand in December 2021. Their red tentacles were twisted with each other, and their dead bodies were presenting a spooky gesture. What could be the reason? Maybe insufficient oxygen-rich water near the beach. This was not the first time, as yes, this was a periodic event that happens one time at a span. Black sea hare. A swimming hare roaming in water, this extraordinary sea hare was found near Hutchison Islands. People were curious to see this majestic creature swimming smoothly near shore. Looked like a swimming expert. It was discovered that it's not something like a sea alien, but a pitch-black Atlantic sea hare. Although this little sea creature is small in size but largely magnificent, they are not typically found at shores. Don't you think that sea life is much more than we think? Blue sailor jellyfish. An unexpected invasion was waiting to surprise beachgoers. Thousands of small blue jellyfish showed up on shore in April 2016 at Hollandale Beach, Florida. As per records, it happens every 3 years in Florida when these blue sailors choose to wash up on the shore and surprise the beachgoers with their pleasant sight. Some called them unbelievable, and others believed them to be gorgeous. But even though these little jellyfish are not harmful to humans, scientists still say to avoid them as they carry mild toxins. Shaggy hunk. This creature is more mysterious than any other one. Sea hunks for real? This brute was a real mystery to be solved. Where did it come from? A gigantic hairy blob was found on the coast of the Philippines in 2017. His hairy appearance made it rare from other sea life. Maybe a sea ghost? It had the freaky look to make anyone scared. The blob was 20 feet long and weighed 20 tons. It had been lately decomposed, so its identity could not be truly known, but it was assumed as a dead whale remain. Did you get any idea what this creature might have been? American eel. Do you know there are snake eels? They are the rarest sea creatures to be found at the seashore. A local researcher found the enormous eel during his analysis walks on the sands in Maston Island, Texas. It was huge, with a 4.5-foot-long body. This spooky eel looks more like a snake, as its long tail was similar to a serpent's body. It has a pink body with little fins near its face, all covered with sea sand. These spooky eels live deep under the waters of the ocean, but can sometimes be found on the sands. Starfish flock. If you have never seen a starfish march, let me take you to one. It was when thousands of starfish washed ashore at Grand Strand beaches on June 29, 2020. Families enjoyed the beach and had a quality time with these little stars. Kids were playing like grabbing them in their hands and dropping them again into the water, some real-life toys to play with. People videoed the whole scenario to remember them for a lifetime. These little yellow fishes appeared on the shore for an unrecognized reason, but they left the heartiest impact on people, and they loved this phenomenal sight. This guy took it to another level by resembling giant squid parts with bare hands. A man came to the sea to spend some time at Cape Mendocino, California, on June 18, 2018. There he saw the mysterious expired creature spread all over the surface. Maybe it had some fight with water and had left this squid on the shore helpless. But sadly, it was dead by the time he came across it. This gigantic squid had a small brown eye and brunette mouth, which was creepy enough to shake anyone to the core. But not this man. He played with it like his pet along every part of this squid.